State Department cancels election meetings with Facebook after free speech ruling. SpaceX Starlink satellites have had to make 25,000 collision avoidance maneuvers in just the last 6 months. A New York City law governing AI-based hiring tools goes live. More than 30 million people signed up for Meta's new Thread app. We got a lot to say about that. This is Geek News Central. My name is Todd Cochran, coming to you from the New Media Production Studio. I want to welcome you to episode 1679 of the Geek News Central podcast for Thursday, July 6th. This show is sponsored in part by GoDaddy.com and listeners just like you. Great deals from GoDaddy can be found at geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. You can support this show today at geeknewscentral.com/insider. We're lit and live with apps from podcastapps.com. Join the value for value revolution. Hey, I want to give a warm welcome to all the new listeners of the show. Of course, we want to make sure that you get out and visit geeknewscentral.com. When you're over there, follow or subscribe to the podcast. That's the best way to stay connected. Of course, we want you to join our chat room at geeknews.chat, geeknews.chat. That's our Mastodon chat server or our Discord channel available in the show notes. You can always reach out to me very simply via email. That's the easy way to go. geeknews@gmail.com, geeknews@gmail.com, or at geeknews on Twitter. You can follow me on Facebook as well. And of course, all the partner shows are linked at geeknewscentral.com, whether it be the New Media Show, hosted by myself, Mr. Rob Greenlee, the Gadget Professor with Mr. Don Bain, and of course, the GNC Week in Review with our executive producer, Kirk, and his co-host, Scott. Definitely get over to geeknewscentral.com, check out all the great partner shows, and get subscribed to them while you're there. Of course, this show is the longest running continuous sponsor of a podcast, and that's our good friends at GoDaddy. GoDaddy's been a long-time supporter of this show. You can save big money by going to geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. This is where savings begin. Lock in your savings today. Again, geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. Get that first domain for a penny. A penny for a brand new domain name. Again, get over there and grab that code, or $1.99 a month economy hosting for the first year with a free domain, $1.99 a month economy hosting for the first year, the free domain, or $2.99 a month managed WordPress hosting for the first year, again with a free domain. The two absolute best hosting deals in the known universe. So go over there and get set up. Now you can get a free trial of GoDaddy Website Builder as well. Your choice of personal business or business plus plans. That's a 1-month free trial. Again, all these savings begin at geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. That's the place to lock it in. So we definitely want you to do that. And we thank GoDaddy for being a longtime sponsor here of the show. Well, thank you very much. Keeping the lights on, allow us to do what we do. And your support keeps the team writing. I just did the PayPal payments today to our writers, and that's a big chunk every month, a big chunk. So ongoing support, and definitely get over to geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. So here we are back. Obviously, Monday here was, and I'll be honest with you, I absolutely enjoyed the 4-day weekend with finishing work about 2 o'clock on Friday, and then just not walking back in here until Wednesday. But it's been crazy busy, as you would expect. Just getting caught up. But tomorrow morning, now I almost didn't do a show today because I have to go to the airport. I'm not going tonight. I decided to go ahead and do the show, get it recorded, get it on the street, go home, get a little bit of sleep. But at 2:45 tomorrow, or probably 2:40, I got to get my butt out of bed and get on the road. I had to be at the airport by 5. My flight leaves at 7. I'm going to SeaTac, going to Seattle. And then I got about my sister and my niece are flying in about an hour later. And then we're all going to load up in a rental car and drive to my daughter's place about 3 hours away, and have the festivities begin with a baby shower on Saturday. Then we're going to see Leavenworth area on Sunday, then right back here Monday, which I don't arrive back in until late. So I apologize again, no show again on Monday just because of this. But dad duties call, and got this grandbaby on the way, just entered the third trimester. So very, very excited. And so anyway, I'm headed out tomorrow to go to Seattle to attend that baby shower. So I think I talked about it on the last show, or maybe a previous show. I'm on the hunt for a new theme, a new WordPress theme for Geek News Central. I'm on the hunt. And if you find one that you like, it really, here's the criteria. I got to be able to have a header image. Got to have a nice menu area. I've got to have the ability to do a nice sidebar. I got to have the ability to have a good posting area. It has to look fresh. It's got to be, I got to be able to have the ability really to be obviously mobile ready and use some of the new block features of WordPress. And the most and really important thing is just kind of a more modern theme. And if you're on the hunt and you're looking at WordPress themes, or you find one that's even a commercial one that you have to pay for that you think is awesome, let me know. Because really at this point, it's time. It's time to make an update to the website and some graphics and everything. So take a look, see what you find, and I will give a bounty, a nice crispy Benjamin, if your theme that you suggest makes the final cut here and is the one I pick. And in use for the website. Geeknews at gmail.com. Geeknews at gmail.com is the email address to do those submissions. So what did you think? What did you think of the last episode's album art? Did you like it? Was it what you were expecting? Again, I've been having a lot of fun with Midjourney. Now, it wasn't perfect for sure, but I was just trying to come up with, Meta's AI, a logarithm was the theme. And so, it was interesting. I've gotten some feedback so far. People are saying that the theme so far, they've liked what they've seen. And matter of fact, we had a boost that came in. It came in from Chris. He sent me 7,000 sats. He says, Todd, I've been meaning to let you know, I think the artwork has been good. I noticed it with the Apple Android Beach one. All the ones since go along well with the episode, Christian P. So thank you, Christian, for that. And that 7,000 sat boost. That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. And a boost comes in, make a little comment like that, goes right, it's just an awesome way. 7,000 sats, about $1.75. So awesome way to send value for value back to the show. And again, Chris, thanks for the feedback on the album art. Now, Sam, I'm just getting my butt kicked on these template things. I'm just not a Photoshop user at all. I know you sent me over a link to another site called, it's not here. It's called, what is it called? photopea.com. So maybe I'll play with that a little bit, but I'm just not a great graphics dude, to be kind of frank. And that's kind of where I've been getting my butt kicked here. But anyway, it's a little bit of time. And but again, headed to Seattle very, very early tomorrow morning. I would normally drive up to Detroit the night before, but I just could not do a show. And then by the time I get finished, I figure, okay, it's already going to be 9 o'clock before I get to Detroit. I'm going to sleep for, 4 or 5 hours. I might as well just do that here, sleep here, and then drive up in the morning. So anyway, that's what's happening. But first things first, in the stack tonight, and if you're watching live, make sure you check in and say hello. And again, we are lit and live, podcastapps.com. Get part of this new revolution that we're ensuing on. And also, starting this episode, I've taught Kirk on how to use the new chapter builder. So if you're using one of these new podcast apps, you're going to see the chapters in the app. It'll show up probably a few days later, but what it really is, it's the ability for you to basically click through very easily. We've done a lot of work in the back end of PowerPress and other platforms at Blueberry to make this metadata get richer. And I got Kirk trained up today on how to do it. It'll video for him. So he's going to be playing with that after the show. Seems to be very excited. I'm excited about it, and we'll see where it leads. And another thing too is once he gets it done, we've got the ability to export a HTML snippet, and all the show notes will change. So it's the skip to sections will be in order going forward. So the arrangement will change on the website just a little bit. But anyway, that's what we got going on. So let me just start off by talking about this Meta's new threads. They are not yet connected to the metaverse, but they're supporting ActivityPub. But please, please, please do not give these mega companies any more of your data. Please don't go sign up for threads. Please save your here you're given this company, Facebook, what they're trying to do is they're trying to become the new Twitter. That's what Threads is. As a matter of fact, Twitter's threatening to sue because basically Meta hired a bunch of folks from Twitter. And talking about trade secrets and so forth. But again, are we going to continue to let the same company again and again and again control so much of our information and have so much data? When are we going to say enough? Many of you have never decided to move to Mastodon. I've had it available for you to come over to geeknews.chat, sign up for a free account, be able to get on the Fediverse, have a threaded conversation over there. You're all techies, and yet we get a handful of people that come over and sign up for geeknews.chat. That is a Mastodon server that's tied into the Fediverse. You can follow anyone in the Fediverse. At geeknews.chat is my Mastodon address. And if you're on Mastodon, but I've vowed that if they take threads and they integrate into the Fediverse, I will block threads. I will block threads servers. I will not allow it to be part of the input coming to my site at all. They're talking about it. And there's big discussions going on in the metaverse right now that here's to something that has been standalone, decentralized. Again, decentralized. We have a system set up on Blueberry, blueberry.chat. For Blueberry customers, I got stuff for geeknews.chat for all of you. I hang out at, and you don't need 3 accounts, but I hang out at podcastindex.social because that's where a lot of the direct conversations that's going on about podcasting 2.0. But I will not at this point give these mega corporations any more. It's all about the money. I pay every month to have my Mastodon server up, and I think it's around $40 a month. So it's there for you to use as an audience member of this show. You can participate in the metaverse. Well, Fediverse. We don't want it to be the metaverse. Good Lord. And 30 million people got sucked into this thing already. I'm not happy about this. And I just wish that we would not do this. You have an opportunity to decentralize and take back control. At what point are we going to allow these companies to continue to govern and continue to own everything? Are we going to continue that? Are we just going to bend over? You know, you look at this State Department, basically this ruling that happened on July 4th. On Tuesday, this is interesting, happened on Tuesday. Judge Terry Doughty of U.S. District Court for the Western District of Louisiana granted a preliminary injunction that prohibits, listen to this, think about this for a second, White House officials and numerous federal agencies from communicating with social media companies for the purpose of urging, encouraging, pressuring, or inducing any manner the removal, deletion, suppression, or reduction of content containing protected free speech posted on social media platforms. The government has been involved, as we've discussed on this show, for a long time for the removal, deletion, suppression, reduction of content that they don't think should be online. That you, for those of you in the United States, have a First Amendment right for free speech. Now, those platforms can remove it on their own, but why should the government be allowed? Why should the government be allowed to tell Facebook, Twitter, and all these other platforms, no, 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 no. I don't like what this person has said. You suppress this, you remove it, you take this off, you silence them. Why should the government be allowed to do that? And yet, you're signing up for Threads. Another platform where if this is overruled, the government can come in and put their thumb on you. Now, this ruling does not stop the government from doing some interaction with social media. You still can go over there. The government can still say, hey, this is a national security threat. Hey, this is a terrorist. This is election fraud. There's some things that they can go back. Now, okay, the injunction doesn't cut all contact. Said the government may continue to inform social networks about posts involving criminal activity, criminal conspiracies, national security threats, extortion, crime efforts to suppress voting, illegal campaign contributions, cyber attack against election infrastructure, foreign attempts to influence elections, threats to public safety and security, and posts intending to mislead voters about voting requirements. They still can engage in contacting social media platforms and says, shut it down. The U.S. also can exercise permissible government speech promoting government policies or views on matters of public concern. They can communicate with social networks in an effort to detect, prevent, or mitigate malicious cyber activity, and communicate with social media companies about deleting, removing, suppressing, reducing posts on social media platforms that are not protected free speech by the Free Speech Clause in the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. So again, but what they can't do, and what they've been proven to do up to this point, is they've been proven to thwart communications on topics they don't want people talking about. Please decentralize yourself. Get yourself on the Fediverse. Give yourself a place where the government has got their thumb on you. Wake up. Please wake up. Please consume your content of your media, of this show, on Geek News Central and on the podcast app of your choice that is being fed by an RSS feed. Spotify is being fed by an RSS feed. Apple Podcasts is being fed by it, because This show is a podcast. While we're streaming live now on all the different platforms, it is a show until I hit publish about an hour from now. Please stay subscribed in the app of your choice, primarily podcastapps.com, the apps that are over there. Grab one. Let's decentralize. Take the power away from these big companies. Quit giving them your eyeballs and your time. Please. Take the power back. Am I just talking to myself? Probably. What say you? geeknews@gmail.com. Now, it's already happening at a lightning pace. New York City law governing AI-based hiring tools go live. I've started now to get email inquiries that I know. As I played with ChatGPT enough, I've started to get email queries for business development, stuff like that I know is coming from a bot. Because they're addressing me in a certain way, certain facts, where they had just enough information to make me think they personally know about me. I did a call with a group today where they were talking to me about a bunch of things, and it sounded to me like they had gotten a bunch of my bio and a bunch of talking points from an AI query. It's just the way it was. They kept sneaking stuff in during the conversation. And made me it was a kind of a conversation I really never had before. They knew too much. And yet didn't really know what they were talking about. So this new law is aimed at organizations using automated hiring tools, require regular audits of those tools to provide they don't have baked-in biases. So are we really automatically hiring people because of an AI? The bias audit law covers any automating hiring, employee assessment algorithm, including machine learning, statistical monitoring, data analytics, or AI that generate a prediction. Companies don't comply will face penalties. Organizations use automation hiring because weeding through candidates manually can take weeks. Well, not really. When you get a job up, it takes a little bit of time, but it doesn't take weeks. So now we're going to have to figure out in job applications how to beat the logo. That's what we have to learn now. This is a statistic that I found amazing from space.com. SpaceX Starlink satellites had to make 25,000 collision-avoidance maneuvers in just 6 months and only get worse. And scientists are worried. They feel this is going to be exponentially getting worse. It'll double over time. Since the launch of since the launch of the first Starlink spacecraft in 2019, the SpaceX site's been forced to move 50,000 times to prevent collisions, but only 25,000 of those in the last 6 months. The steep increase in the number of maneuvers worries experts because it follows an exponential curve leading to concerns of safety of operations in orbital moves. They now move if there's a 1 in 100,000 chance of the satellite being struck. 1 in 100,000. And when you have 2,000-3,000 satellites, those odds change very, very quickly. So it's understandable why they're doing that. Interesting, isn't it? I think it is. Very, very interesting. What will happen over time? And when will we ever run into a cascade effect where one satellite gets hits and it just blows out a whole bunch of others? Will we get to that point? Let's hope not. A little more calmer topic. Yes, my dandruff got up just a little bit. Don't sign up for that stupid app from Meta, please. According to the BBC, VR headsets to be used on Worcestershire hospital wards. A trial at Kidderminster Hospital saw soothing sounds and visuals for them used to cut stress and anxiety. They say these are now permanent features in the hospital. In one case, VR was used in place of sedation when a tube was inserted into a child's vein for blood sampling. Kind of interesting thing, right? Now, I've got finally connected with the VA here in Michigan. I've got a whole series of appointments made, get the physical. And one thing I've always learned is I run pretty high volume at most times. And I get a little stressed out when I get ready to go into the doctor's office and getting the blood pressure cuff and all that stuff down. So I've learned how to calm myself down. They say you walk in and they're going to do your blood pressure and they say, how long they want you to sit for 10 or 15 minutes before they do it. Well, there's a reason, obviously. You take that time and just do a little meditation, calm down. It'll bring your blood pressure down to where it would normally be. We know people's blood pressure goes up and down, but I think it's a good exercise to try to relax in a medical facility. Five fun and quirky movie recommendation sites to discover films to watch next. So this is kind of cool. Move Me, an AI-powered movie discovery. Match a Movie, Tinder-like app to find movies. Next Flick, NEXTFLICK. And 4 movies my kids should watch. So anyway, list of sites here. Link will go up in the show notes. Hey, by the way, this weekend, I think it was Monday, I went to click on Netflix and I couldn't get it into it. Turns out my son in Hawaii had set the home location to Honolulu. Well, I went in and logged in and changed my home location back to Michigan. And basically now my kids are locked out of the account and I can add 2 additional accounts to it. And it's like, okay, you get, if for additional $7.99, you get 1 additional user on 1 device. Can't be 2 devices, 3 devices. And you can do a maximum of $7.99 for each. So I can only add 2 additional users. Okay, so that's already at $16. So I said, listen, hey, you guys just need to sign up for a new Netflix account because by the time I add you 2, you're at the cost of another Netflix subscription that you guys can use at the house. It's dumb to do this add-on. And my daughter, the same situation. So Netflix is going to get their pound of flesh here, ladies and gentlemen. And no matter what they're going to do, they're taketh away the ability for third parties outside of your initial household to be able to watch. So the hammer came to me this weekend, for sure. Now, how many of you, I pay for YouTube Premium. I have for quite a while. I just couldn't sit through the ads, to be honest with you. I say pay whatever that YouTube Premium cost is. Well, if you're running an ad blocker on YouTube, be forewarned. If YouTube detects your ad blocker and blocks you from watching videos, that's what's being reported by some users, and they're getting a 3-strike rule. YouTube is testing a 3-strike rule against those using ad blockers on the platform, which is against their terms of service, by the way. A message pops up for people watching YouTube videos when the ad blocker is saying video player will be blocked after 3 videos. It looks like you may be using an ad blocker. So if you don't stop using the ad blocker, you will be banned from watching YouTube videos. I don't know for how long. YouTube's reason for waging this war isn't far-fetched. By using ad blockers, you're going against its terms of service. And so safe to say it reserves the right to kick you out for trying to eat your cake and have it. YouTube also supports the creators of its platform, enables it to thrive for its billions of users who use it for free. So be fair warned. Be forewarned. The strikes are coming. They're going to get the ads or your money. one way or the other. Got $450,000 laying on the side? Well, you can make a space flight reservation with Virgin Galactic right now. There's quite a waiting list, though. But if you got $450K, yes, you too can make your reservation. No qualifications needed. Just need the cash. All right? The question being asked by Ariane is, when will the Ariane 6 fly? Europe's new heavy lift rocket battles delays as Ariane 5 era has ended. The workhorse did its last flight on yesterday. So the Ariane 5 flew 117 times. And they say Ariane 6 should fly later this year, maybe early 2024. But it appears that SpaceX is picking up some of the business amid development delays. So we will see. Decision time is coming soon because they have to have Ariane 6 ready to go by sometime in August or September. So we'll see. Of course, the Starship is going to be in business here after a bit too. So that's going to change all the dynamics. A solar storm is due to hit Earth today, sparking stunning auroras. Did you hear what I almost said? So where are they going to? You should be able to see it for the northern latitudes, including Europe, maybe even early morning tomorrow. And, of course, northern part of the United States and Canada. So just a heads up, all right? Today is Happy Aphelion Day, Aphelion. I'm sure I'm said that wrong. Earth is at its farthest from the sun for 2023 by about 3 million miles. Today we are 94,506,364 miles from the sun, or 3,103,330 miles farther as compared to when Earth was closest to the perihelion, which happened on January 4th. And, of course, it's had some very hot, steamy days the past couple of days, so distance doesn't make too much of a difference for the sun. But really, if you think about it, it's really not that far. 94 million miles? That's all the farther we are from the sun? Makes you go, just a little bit, doesn't it? Now, don't be sad. Lamborghini's last remaining pure gas guzzlers are all spoken for. You can still get a hybrid with a V12 engine naturally. So, the Lamborghini Huracan and Urus vehicles currently in production will be the final ones to be purely gas-driven. The first plug-in hybrid vehicle made by Lamborghini, the Revolto, was revealed in March, but has yet to hit the market. So, anyway, not that many of us can afford a Lamborghini, but the last pure gas ones are spoken for. VW, Volkswagen, will test its autonomous ID Buzz in the U.S. starting this month. The automaker plans testing a small fleet of the driverless microbuses in Austin. More U.S. cities will follow up the run to a commercial launch in 2026. So again, more driverless vehicles running around that have the potential to run you over. So the announcement come months after VW, along with Ford, pulled funding for Argo AI. VW originally planned on using Argo's tech to power the fleet, but now is developing the hardware and software in-house along with its partner Mobileye. And they're creating a new subsidiary called Volkswagen ADMT with offices in Austin and Belmont, California. So more autonomous vehicles running around. Congratulations to the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. We started talking about this a couple of years into the show. The NASA probe has been revealing stunning new moon views for 14 years, while the aircraft remains on assignment, now helping plot out where NASA's Artemis astronauts will boot their way across the lunar South Pole. People are asking, how long will it last? As for onboard propellant, the orbiter is not flying on fumes. LROs forecast remain in good shape for several years. The craft began its fifth extended mission in October 2022. And So anyway, it's been taking pictures of the moon for 14 years. I think they got it pretty much covered, don't you think? LRO is currently funded to operate through September 2025, the end of our current extended mission. We anticipate proposing a 6th extension from 2025 to 2028. All of the LRO systems show a graceful degradation, but nothing's anticipated to impact its ability. And so LRO still in business, just like the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. NASA spacecraft make its closest approaches to the sun yet and survives. The Parker Solar Probe next stop is a close flyby Venus to harness the planet's gravity to get yet closer to the sun. So, of course, the Parker Solar Probe was launched in 2018, and NASA's first spacecraft to touch the sun has reached a new milestone. It came within 5.3 million miles of the solar surface while traveling at 364,610 miles per hour. And so they're going to try to get as close as 4.5 million miles from the sun. So making those fast approaches and fast flybys. Elon Musk is saying that they'll have a full self-driving will arrive later this year. Again, FSD, which aims to make vehicles completely autonomous. Having worked on the technology for several years and hit several what generally can be said roadblocks, Elon thinks FSD will finally hit the streets in 2023. He said, this is only speculation, but I think we'll achieve FSD, maybe what you would call 4 or 5, I think, later this year. Musk said, adding that Tesla was closer to FSD than ever before, although level 4 would allow drivers to take their eyes off the road in certain conditions. They must remain prepared to intervene. This wouldn't be the case with level 5. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But again, a very expensive way to, those are very expensive add-ons to the Tesla to go from to get FSD. Should not come as a surprise. Consumers are making significant cutbacks on tech purchases before Prime Day. Of course, Prime Day is coming here very quickly, I believe. It's this next couple of days. So 49 and 38% of surveyed U.S. tech users are making significant or slight cutbacks of tech spending. 64% consider avoiding big-ticket luxury items. Video streaming subscriptions are the most common category for saving money. A survey of 13,797 tech enthusiasts in the U.S. and UK found that people are changing their spending habits. And I'm not surprised. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with the Prime Day. Hopefully it'll be a lot more practical stuff than frivolous stuff. Blue Sky, in an attempt to compete here, begins offering custom domains in its bid to remain ad-free. And the social network has launched a paid domain service in partnership with Namecheap as a way for users to verify their identity in a post discussing the plans. The team said users become the product when a company relies on ads. Since Blue Sky set out to build a protocol where users can own their data, it did choose other avenues of monetization instead. It's worth noting the social app started as a project funded by Twitter, but it lost its connection to the website after Elon took over. So you basically be able to, I don't understand why would you buy a domain just for a service? That is a little confusing to me as well. Samsung's going to introduce the Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Z Flip 5 on July 26th to global markets. So if you are a Samsung fan and you like these flip phones that they're creating, be aware, be available on July 26th. And if you're thinking about a laptop, I still think the Dell XPS 13 is still pretty great. The Acer Aspire 5 is great for those of you on a budget. But anyway, got a link from Engadget, some good choices here. Talks about the different values and what they each bring to the market. And but anyway, very, very cool. Again, from the beginning of the show today, if you sign up for Threads, I want to know why. Why you signed up for Threads? Is it because you're pissed off at Twitter? what is the reason? Or you don't like the Fediverse? Let me know. Also, I really want to hear feedback from you on this court ruling where the government cannot talk to social media platforms and basically have your voice be canceled. I don't think the government should be involved in that at all. Oh, also, what do you guys think about the cocaine at the White House? Who do you think had that in their pocket and got nervous? That's what happened. It was probably some visitor that walked in and said, "Oh, there's dogs around here, and I got coke in my pocket, and I need to unload this." I'm absolutely sure that's what happened. I'm sure someone, because it was apparently in a high traffic area, someone just got in there and were like, "Whoops." Oh, pretty funny. Hey, geeknews@gmail.com. Geeknews@gmail.com is the email address. I went through all the email. I didn't see any comments that come through. I had 1,600 emails to go through. And I was diligently looking for your feedback, and I guess you don't care. That's okay. It's all right. Some of you are listening, I know, because I see the stats, because the audience is going up. Because of fewer podcasts on the street right now, a lot of folks are finding this show for the first time, which is fantastic. And again, I want to thank all of you that are supporting the show and doing streaming sats to the podcast, because I can see it. I can see you guys doing the live streaming sats. It's absolutely fantastic. And sats coming in 20, 50, 80, 100 at a time. It's fantastic. Brian sending 38 sats a minute. Again, just a bunch of you are sending sats by the minute. And again, everyone in this ecosphere wins. A little bit of the pie goes to the app developer. A little bit of the pie goes to people doing supporting services. A little bit of the pie goes to people that I'm giving splits to. This is a great time to be a podcast listener. All this new cool stuff. And we're about ready to add chapters to all of these new podcast apps that support it. Podcastapps.com. Kirk's going to get in there and get the chapters added. That's the beauty of it. The chapters can come after the show. They don't have to be done at the same time of the show. Today also, we're going to have a special link in the show notes. It's going to be the social engagement link. So if you respond to the thread, there's going to be on geeknews.chat. If you respond or in that area and talk about today's show in that chat, it'll go into the social promotion and go into the cross-app commenting. We want you to be involved in all this cool stuff that we're doing. So have fun with us, and you get feedback and tell me what you think. Podcastapps.com. Get off that legacy podcast app. Listen to a couple of shows that are value for value enabled on there. Again, send me an email if you've done it. I will send you sats. I will put money in your wallet. All you have to do is send me an email. Tell me what your Lightning address is. All right. No show on Monday. Sorry. Again, I've got to go see my kiddo and do the baby shower thing and meet her husband's extended family, which I've never met. And most of them speak Spanish, so that should be an interesting weekend to hang out with them as well. But it's been my pleasure to bring you the podcast today. I want to thank you all for your ongoing, loyal, continued support of the show and staying here and being part of the family. What have you got to say? I want to hear from you. All right. It's been my pleasure bringing the podcast. Everyone take care. We'll see you next time here